In this podcast episode, Judge Joe Brown discusses a wide range of topics, including family, feminism, manhood, politics, fatherless homes, and the impact of Lyndon B. Johnson's policies in 1965. He also talks about the destruction of the black family, masculinity, the LGBTQ community, the war on drugs, and the political landscape in the United States. Judge Joe Brown begins by discussing the impact of the Johnson administration's safety net policies, which were intended to help people in economic distress, but inadvertently led to multi-generational situations of dependency. He shares a shocking example of a woman in his courtroom who had 342 lineal descendants and had been in the criminal justice system for several generations. He also delves into the role of mothers and fathers in these family dynamics, highlighting the absence of fathers in many of these situations. He emphasizes the importance of duty, honor, obligation, responsibility, and accountability in creating a healthy community, and the need for a balance between individual actions and collective obligations. Judge Joe Brown then addresses the issue of demasculinization and the promotion of the LGBTQ community as a religion. He discusses the impact of Hollywood and the media in glamorizing large-scale protests and anti-war movements, leading to a shift in societal norms and values. He also criticizes the government's protection of the LGBTQ community and the lack of balance in the representation of different viewpoints. Furthermore, he touches on the concept of modern American heroes, citing individuals like Donald Trump and the governor of Florida as examples of people who make stands but are often portrayed as enemies by the media. He also discusses the historical context of protests and demonstrations, comparing events like the January 6th incident to the protests and riots of the 1960s, highlighting the difference in societal reactions and perceptions. He expresses his dissatisfaction with the Republican Party, stating that they have become too focused on maintaining the status quo and are not reaching out to the working class. He emphasizes the need for political parties to address the concerns of the people and to prioritize the well-being of the community. Judge Joe Brown expresses his concern about the lack of masculinity in today's culture, citing statistics that show a decline in the number of male high school graduates, undergraduates, and graduate students. He emphasizes the importance of teaching masculinity and character to young men, and criticizes the current trend of promoting femininity over masculinity. Another key topic discussed in the podcast is the impact of affirmations and language on children. Judge Joe Brown highlights the power of words and the influence they have on shaping the behavior and mindset of young people. He criticizes the current trend of promoting inclusivity and acceptance without holding individuals accountable for their actions. He argues that character development and self-control are essential for building a strong society. The state of the news media is also a major focus of the podcast. Judge Joe Brown criticizes the current state of the news media, particularly the emphasis on sensationalism and the lack of objective reporting. He expresses his frustration with the lack of real news and the prevalence of editorializing in the media. He advocates for a return to responsible and unbiased journalism that prioritizes informing the public over entertainment. Welfare policies and immigration are also discussed in the podcast. Judge Joe Brown expresses his support for legal immigration and criticizes the current system for incentivizing illegal immigration. He argues that welfare policies should be reformed to eliminate incentives for individuals to have children for financial gain. He emphasizes the importance of following the law and promoting legal immigration as a means of maintaining societal order. The criminal justice system is another subject of discussion in the podcast. Judge Joe Brown criticizes the handling of certain legal cases, such as the Central Park Five, and emphasizes the importance of upholding the law and promoting accountability. He also addresses the issue of objectification of beauty and the importance of honesty in personal interactions.